Namaste, good morning. Some frontline instructions before going into the sessions. Some frontline instructions for all of us who are there in the classroom. Okay, so how to have your notebook? That is the first thing I want to speak about, friends. I want you to use two notebooks. I am very clear. There should be two notebooks with you. Okay. One exclusively for theory. One exclusively for the theory content of it. Okay. Another exclusively for the practical working of solution. What we are going to study is a law along with its practical applicability. Okay, we are not only going to study the law alone or the practice alone. This is neither accounts nor your company law or any other theory subject like auditing, etc. This is a combo of theory and the practical application of that theory. So all of us should have two notebooks, at least from the next class. Today we will not see the practical applicability. We are only going to see the introduction of the chapter. Okay, so please have with you two notebooks and a proper stationery kit. When I say what I call it as a proper stationery kit is something like this. Have at least 3 color pens for at least in your notebook to get your eyes attracted. Have your highlighter. Have at least 2 pencils, your erasers, and one thing I should not find in your stationery, which if I find also I will always throw it out, is what is popularly known as this whitener. Okay, if you have it, please throw it out of your window. Okay, don't hide your mistakes. Let your mistakes be very clear to you so that you don't repeat that mistake. So never have whitener as part of your stationery kit, but have all other things as part of your stationery kit that will be beneficial to you. Okay, trust me, the best place we learned education is our school. The best place, even after 20 years, if you are asked to what is the best place you learned, you will always first tell school and then tell Bharatwaj Institute. Okay, right? So you will always first tell the best place we learned is school, because that is where we got the best of the practices. That is where we were very cautious, very diligent in maintaining our notebook, to various other things. We have been very possessive of our stationery. Okay, so that is the place we learned, and we are going back to that environment of study and not just a casual environment of study. Okay, so let us go back to the best place where we learned things and the best practices that we followed at that time. So together that will elevate our working. So why I am so clear is, the notebook that you are starting to maintain today is still your final. Okay, trust me, all other subject notebooks, after you clearing, after your November exam, you can give it to any other person. If they want, they can use. If they understand, they can use. If you are convinced, they can use. But with regard to tax alone, you will be maintaining that. You will be maintaining that notebook, because this is relevant at the final level also, and to an extent of 10 to 15 marks, this will be also applicable. This will be also applicable. So my kind advice to everyone in the classroom is, don't lend out your notebook. You can share your notebook for purpose of other person's learning, but get it back, because this will be useful till your final examination, and uh, that will help a lot, because preliminary chapters none of us covers in the final. Those inter-level topics will be rushed through. What we see here for almost 30 classes, there it will be just 2 3 classes. These are all the concepts. So at that time, for your referral purposes, you might require. So please maintain your stationery and your notebooks properly. And I also want to tell you that I have been telling this probably for some time, but I again want to stress on this. Video is just a backup. Whatever video lectures we provide, or the recorded lectures we provide, is just a backup, and it is not in case of completeness. It is not in case of completeness. Friends, I'm dealing with a couple of other batches, so with my experience only, I am talking. No doubt, majority of you are very, very, very dedicated to the classroom, and but these videos make you a bit lazy, in the sense that you will watch for 1 hour, you will put a pause and go and do some things, come back and watch for another 1 hour. Okay, there will not be, and you will watch discreetly. Sometimes 2 3 days, due to some reason you miss up, and it will be piled up, and you will get lost. Okay, so instead, if we can complete it in the classroom itself, once the learning process, and we will use the video only as a backup. Wherever I am unable to understand, I am going back and referring, or wherever I missed it due to really technical reasons, no other reasons can be acceptable. Normally in the classroom, I will say that there is only one reason acceptable for not coming to the classroom, and that is not applicable to any of you. That is your wedding. Okay. Other than that, I don't know why we should miss such classrooms. So here also, I'm saying only technical reasons can be the network problem, power issues. Idella, I can accept this as reasons for skipping a class, but I cannot accept your laziness or any other reason. Please don't do that. Listen to it live once. Video is just a complementary, or an additional feature, and cannot in any way substitute the regular one. That's why we moved. If it can be a good substitute, you know what will happen. I'm honest to you that I have all my lectures ready for you. For the whole tax, I have all my lectures, because I taught for the last batch, and I have recorded all the lectures. Okay, not only me, any of the faculty would have given you that. Why do we come online to teach? Is for your purpose, for your learning will be better if you are listening live and clarifying doubts. Even if you are not clarifying doubt, if you listen to your friend's doubt, that will give you lot of clarity by itself. So that's why I am telling you, that's why I always insist that please come to the classroom, and that insistence is all the more clear in the case of tax also, because let us take that your class is a composition of people who have come from the foundation route, and people who have come from the direct entry route. For those who have come from the foundation or inter route, I mean the basics route, CPT route, for you tax is brand new subject. For you tax is brand new subject. For those who have opted for direct entry, which means they have already in the college studied a part of tax, okay, for them tax is not a new subject but a fresh subject. Okay, tax is definitely not new for them but fresh for them. So in all manners, there is a need to go in and understand the subject. So please come, please be regular to the classes. I will send you the schedule after discussing. It will be first sessions only. It will not be in the second sessions. Tax will always be the early morning start. Okay. Right. This is something which I want you to understand. Maintain your notebook, be regular to the classroom, proper maintenance, okay, and then leave the rest to us, okay. As I have told you, how I reach the material, what I am going to do, all these things tomorrow onwards. I am working from the institute. Okay, we are opening the institute for not for classroom but for administrative purposes from tomorrow. So tomorrow I will be able, I'll go there and analyze the situation and give you an update on how about the materials that I will reach it to you. This is one thing which I want you to understand. Well, let us take that we are eight subjects, eight papers in your inter, which is approximately covering 10 subjects because EISM is two subjects, your FM and economics is two subjects. So approximately covering 10 subjects, okay, eight papers but 10 subjects. Similarly in the final, so you will read 15, 16 subjects in total, but there is only one dynamic subject which is known as income tax. Every other faculty will come and tell you their subject is dynamic. Okay, just listen to it, don't believe it. Okay, there is only one dynamic subject. There is only one subject that can pop up a lot of things into your mind, that is income tax. So that is what we are going to start from today and understand it at various levels. Why am I saying that this is the most dynamic subject? It keeps changing. Okay, it is not a static subject. Okay, I know in accounts there are questions which are still balance sheet as on 2001. Okay, don't immediately bounce back at me sir நேத்தி வரைக்கும் அப்படி பேசுனீங்க. Okay, and onion, okay, that was ambi, this is okay, onion, okay, right. So so please understand, accounts can add 2001 onwards, or even from the day I studied the CA, not long back, I'm just 2 or 3 years elder to you. Okay, not like okay. From the days I studied CA till today, the questions will not change. The easiness only has changed. The level of difficulty has reduced. Okay, from the time it is invented, costing is the same. From the time it is invented, I'm nowhere joking. From the time it is invented, costing is the same. Okay, I don't have big respects for company law. It's again personal. Okay, right? Okay, all these subjects are slightly static in nature, changes but not big. Whereas income tax, if I even say for the year ended 31/3/2018, you will close your notebook because you will say that, boss, you are teaching a old provision. Come to the current year. We have to necessarily study the provisions of the current year. So it is dynamic in nature that I cannot be looking in back. I have to always looking at the current and in front only. I can just give you a history of this is what happened, but that cannot be the case for all things. And as a subject, my dear friends, as a subject, as a concept, this touches upon the lives of many people that you meet. Many people that you meet. Though we are all called as chartered accountants, auditors, though we have a very strong knowledge, we have one. We are supposed to have a strong knowledge in accounts, in auditing, but you know, the whole world will regard us only as tax professionals. Sir, in the course per chartered accountant, you are all tax professionals. Okay? Today, if you go and tell to some person, it can be your parents, your neighbors, or any person that you have started studying tax. The first question they will ask you is, I'm paying too much of tax, can you please help me in reducing this? They will not even know that you are only at the interaction level. They will not even know that you don't even know how to compute tax. But they will immediately bounce back and ask you this particular question. See, I'm paying too much of tax. He will be paying some 600 rupees, but still for him, that is too much. I'm paying too much of tax. Can you kindly help me? This will be one of the questions that they will always have on you. And let me talk on the flip side. From the government side, my dear friends, every law across the country has a purpose. Every law has a purpose. You will all understand. All laws come with a particular purpose. The purpose can be, okay? The purpose can be, let us take contract law, which you have studied in your foundations, etc. The contract law. How to make legally valid agreements. How to make legally valid. Anybody can make agreement, but how to give it a legal validity? There should be offer, acceptance, capacity of the parties. Like that, you studied lot of things. Contract law, the object is how to make a legally valid agreement. Sale of goods law, how to transfer the property, both the possession and ownership, to another person. Goods, how to transfer from one person to another person. When I will say it is complete, and after completing, what are all the rights, liabilities of people, caveat entered, like that, like concepts we study. In the initial days and even today, a company form of organization is one where the management or the control is with few people who we call it as directors. But the owners of the company is spread across the globe, which we call it as shareholders. Nowhere the small group of people should act detrimental to the owners. Nowhere the directors or the small group of people should act detrimental to the owners. So came a concept called company law. Okay? It should not be affecting the other. Are you understanding? Okay? I hope you are all understanding. Okay? One, the contract law. Two, the sale of goods, company law. Nowhere a small group of people, okay, to protect the interest of investors and person dealing with the company. To protect the interest of investors and persons dealing with the company. Because so much of effort they are taking, company law, transparency, reporting. So every act has a purpose. Income tax law has only one purpose. revenue seeking law. Revenue seeking law. Friends, income tax law has only one purpose. The country needs revenue. The country needs revenue, and how to get that revenue is the whole purpose of income tax law. I hope you're clear. Okay, revenue seeking law. This income tax law, no other purpose I will use income tax law except to seek a revenue. This is a revenue seeking law. If you earn income, pay the tax, and I will be very happy. Even if you earn income through illegal means. Sir, I smuggled goods, earned profit and paid tax. I am ready to give you best taxpayer award. It is for the other laws to punish you for your mistake. For my law, there is only one purpose. If you make income, pay the tax. I'm not even bothered how you earn the income. But if you pay tax on the income, that's why in the future you will study concept like even illegal income is taxable under income tax law. It is not it's not the flavor of the income. It is the need of paying the tax that matters more for this law than any other. So friends, the law itself is for revenue seeking. So now I will enlarge the concept and tell you, on one side we have the government which tries to tax, which the purpose is revenue seeking, which tries to get as much revenue from you as possible. And on the other side is this poor man, that is you and me, who are popularly known as assassins, okay, who want to somehow avoid payment of tax. Somehow avoid payment of tax. The government which is trying to tax, the persons who are trying to, I'm not saying illegal, but somehow they want to avoid payment of tax. This subject is as interesting as Tom and Jerry cartoon. As interesting and as engaging as a Tom and Jerry cartoon, where Tom is the government which want to catch hold of you and me who are Jerrys, who always look for hole so that we can escape. That is the interest, that is the fascination of this subject. So, people will always find means. I'm like not talking about illegal. Will always find means to somehow pay lesser taxes. If you go and tell a person, pay 1,000 rupees as tax, or make a saving for 10,000 rupees so that you can save that 1,000 as tax. Repeating. Pay just 1,000 rupees as tax, or make a savings for 10,000 rupees so that you can avoid paying 1,000 rupees as tax. He will prefer the second option. Sir, if you have paid 1,000, remaining 9,000 is with you, you can enjoy with that money. I don't want. I will somehow save that 10,000. Even I will borrow and save that 10,000, but I don't want to pay 1,000 rupees as tax. This is their mentality. I have seen people like this. If you go and tell a person, pay 5,000 rupees as tax, he will look for, is there any other way I can reduce it or avoid it? If you give 25,000 as donation, you need not pay 5,000 rupees as tax. He will go and give 25,000 to Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanam as donation and save 5,000 for tax. He'll give 25,000 as donation to say he is ready to pay 25,000 to a institution, to a temple, to any of the religious institutions, to save a tax of 5,000 rupees. He is not ready to pay 5,000 to the government. And if you ask them, they will tell you a logic which you can never counter in your life. Never you can counter in your life. Sir, if I give to Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanam, at least I get punyam. What will I get if I give tax? You can never counter argue this. They'll say, I'm getting punyam, sir. So friends, this is a very difficult scenario to convince a person to pay tax. Unless you are economic students. Even some economic students doesn't understand. So I go and tell a person, boss, whether you accept it or not, we have better roads, better facilities, better, today you are able to take satellite oriented classes for which ISRO is the most responsible organization. You are able to do so many things. To a larger extent, the country's law and order is better. For all these things, the government needs money. Why you should not pay tax? I will be looked upon as a villain. When I say I will be, you cannot convince him. He feels in his mind that what is the use I am getting paying tax? How will you tell him, boss? Use doesn't mean that you should personally get it. You are seeing it everywhere, the usage. He cannot accept, and we cannot expect him to accept also. For him, everything tangible, and he will make an argument which you cannot counter at all. If you pay tax, in Belgium, roads are very clean. In India, I am paying tax, but roads are very bad. What are we comparing, sir? Belgium, which is smaller than Chennai, and India. Sir, you are not comparing apples to apples. You are always supporting government. Sir, I'm just saying that you are not comparing. You cannot counter him, you know. He will always have an argument why I should pay tax. I earn money. Sir, for you to earn money, government helps. I go in the morning. I wake up in the morning. Is government waking me up? No, sir, government is not waking you up. And then I go to work. How do you go to work, sir? You use various type of transport, various roads. No, for that I have already paid. Sir, that is what you are paying is peanuts, sir. For a day-to-day operation you are using, sir. Very difficult to convince. I have failed miserably convincing some people that it is good to pay taxes. I have tried to educate many people, and at the end of it, got enormous nose cut. Okay, enormous nose cuts, but still I support the phrase "pay your tax, hold your tongue." As the class goes by, I will tell you about my experiences also. So, very, very, very crucial now. So, coming back to our fundamental understanding, So he is ready to give donation of 25,000. He is ready to save 10,000 in order to save 1,000 rupees as tax or 5,000 rupees as tax in order to avoid paying. That 10,000 or 25,000 indirectly comes to government only. Maybe repayable, but in a cycle it comes to government. So a very, very good finance minister will always keep what we popularly known as bait. B-A-I, bait. In front of the rabbit, if you keep the carrot and keep on moving the carrot, the rabbit will keep on traveling. Because for the rabbit, the carrot is the most important bait you can keep. So, for a taxpayer, give him the opportunity to save. They will keep on saving. Housing sector developed because of income tax department. I'll tell you as the class goes. Life Insurance Corporation got its importance because of income tax department. So many organizations, so many savings practices came into people's life because of income tax law. Because you said that if you save, you need not pay tax, people will go and save. You should use that. A very good finance minister will always use that. Somehow, I always feel that the last time we got a good finance minister is literally 15 years before. And in this 15 years, yesterday Darshit was asking me about our present finance minister, my thought. Sometimes I cannot avoid. I'm nowhere going to, I'm nowhere even interested in politics. Okay. The only person who can bring me to politics himself, withdraw myself himself. So I'm happy that தலைவர் not coming. I'm also not going to go to politics. So coming back, leave politics. Let's talk about economics. That is the best. ஒரு finance minister will always understand the dynamics of economics. If you don't understand the dynamics of economics, no, it's a game. It's a game changer, game player. We were all not born at that time. I know none of you were born. Trust me, the best finance minister India had is Dr. Manmohan Singh. I'm not talking about the prime ministerial term of it. As a finance minister, he changed the direction and thinking of this country. And I'll tell you how that has happened. Whenever I go for a particular section, I'll tell you how it was introduced, who thought about that, and how this was particularly introduced. So, always, as I told you, always keep the belt in front and keep the person moving towards that. The government will ultimately get enriched. Ultimately get enriched. Well, that interesting is this information. That interesting. It's like a Tom and Jerry game. The whole subject is as interesting and as nice to understand the economics, understand the dynamics with which it is operating. Remember, as a tax department, as the revenue seeking department, they look for information everywhere. As a revenue seeking department, they look for information everywhere, my dear friends. Everywhere. In the outskirts of the city, the owners of that house has locked their house and gone on a family wedding or trip. dacoits, thief entered the house, stole whatever is there in the house and left. When they came back and see the house was open, etc., they launched a police complaint. It is human attitude. They lost some 15, 20 sovereigns of gold and some 50,000 cash. It is human attitude to give to the police department saying we lost the 30 sovereigns of gold and close to 1 lakh of cash. At least 20% recovered, I will get something. So it is a human attitude to always present ourselves as if we lost a higher sum. So some 30 sovereigns of gold and 1 lakh of cash lost. Next day morning, you will see in the newspapers, especially regional newspaper, a big column. Dacoits entered the house, stole 30 sovereigns of gold, 1 lakh of cash, and there will be the picture of that Alameda with the arrow mark and this owner who is sitting, okay, with a very non-ironed shirt and all. These are the media ensures that it is projected like that, and there will be news 3 days from that date. There will be a small letter from the income tax department. We are very sorry to understand that you lost 30 sovereigns of gold and 1 lakh. We wish that you get back those things very soon. And then the second paragraph will start like this. How come you had 30 sovereigns? So when will you buy gold? Only if you have income, you will buy gold. So if you have income, you will pay tax. The remaining amount will be used. So you only bought 15 sovereigns of gold. So the income tax will ask you, how come you had 30 sovereigns and 1 lakh? For your income level, you should have only, so you have some extra income which you have not disclosed, I believe. Do one thing. This is the tax, this is the interest, this is the penalty you have to pay. Day before yesterday only, somebody entered from back of the house, stole whatever was there in the house. Today one department is entering right in front of your door with the information you gave and taking away the remaining. Income tax department did not find out that you were having 30 sovereigns of gold. It is you who made the mistake of escalating what has been lost. So, friends, it is very difficult to deal with this department. They look for information everywhere. Today, if you go and buy a car, income tax department will know. If you buy a car, they will immediately see the files, whether this person is having the ability to buy and maintain a car. Today, any Tom, Dick and Harry can buy a car. That is different. But I am talking about bigger vehicles. Okay? That classic sedans and upper class vehicles. 20, 25 lakhs. Immediately they look whether you have the ability to, have you earned such an income to buy a. Today, everywhere the information is there. If you think today that informations are secretive, I can only laugh at you. Okay? Right? No information is no more, it is not transparent. Unless you speak inside your house to a person. Okay? Any information that is shared is no more. If you want to know your bank account balance, don't call the bank, call income tax department, they'll tell you. Your bank account is now monitored by income tax department. If you buy jewelry, income tax department knows. If you buy a house, department comes itself to the Graha Pravesham. Okay? So if you, any information, If you are conducting a wedding, income tax department will know, oh, such a grand wedding is happening. They will know. They will be looking at it. I know, don't worry about you. Oh, I'll take care. Okay, right? So immediately don't go on the mood. You in Kalyan. Okay, so my dear friends, department knows who is spending, what are they spending, whether they have income to spend such an amount. Information is there everywhere. Trust me, if you think information is transparent, only you are wrong, not the department or not anybody. Do you think that this end-to-end transcription is true? Encryption? WhatsApp says end-to-end encryption. That is the message you see, you send to your friend, only your friend can read. If you couple of days, if you text your friend, I want to buy shoes. I'm thinking of buying shoes. And then you open your Facebook account, on the side a shoe advertisement will come for you. A shoes advertisement comes. How come? They have keywords. The algorithm is working in a very different manner. I'm not saying that all your messages are read, but don't think none of your messages are read also. Okay? Never share any private. These things are just to say hi, hello, etc. Not to share your other things. Coming back. So information is there everywhere. And once the information, if you give Tom the opportunity, Jerry is gone. So please understand that information is the key. The department went on a raid, search we call it as, okay, the colloquial term being raid, to a particular person's house. The department went on a raid to a particular person's house and they found he is having lot of cash and jewelry. When he was asked to explain, he said, I got it as dowry. Dowry is not an income. Dowry is not an income. As the class goes by, you will understand. Dowry is not an income. He said, I got it as dowry. And the department people went back. That night, he threw a big party to his friends saying that, look, I have fooled the income tax department itself. I have said that I have got it as dowry without understanding. That next day they went to his father-in-law's house. How come you are giving so much as dowry? That means you should have earned that income. That poor man doesn't even know that his son-in-law has put him in a difficult situation. And that is, so if you think you can easily talk to this department, you are wrong. The first advice chartered accountants give their client is be silent. The first advice a lawyer gives to his client or a chartered accountant gives to his client is, boss, don't talk and spoil. Don't think you are intelligent. There are people there are more intelligent. You should know before releasing a word that the power of that, because if you confess, that's where it goes. Okay, so this is a subject where they look for information, where it is very important. Unless you understand the subject, you cannot deal with the subject, and our classroom is having the twin advantage of the primary objective is very simple. To get that 60 plus mark, we are not greedy people. Okay, we just aim for 70 marks. Okay, so the primary objective is to fulfill that. The secondary objective, which is for you and me, is to make you love this subject. Okay, be passionate with this subject because there is something which in your law you have said, you have studied, which is popularly known as undue influence. Okay, I will not call it coercion and all, but undue influence, because I am very passionate. I am influencing you to be passionate about this subject. So it might turn out be an undue influence also, but that's okay. It's okay. After all, we are friends. Okay, right? Please give me a second. So, friends, I hope my Excel is visible and my voice is audible also.
Yes, sir.
The first chapter which we are going to study is Introduction to Income Tax. Introduction to Income Tax. Before, okay, some preliminary things which I will make it very clear to you. Okay, some preliminary things which you need to be clear. Okay, let us in our notebook follow some color code. I am not giving this color is for this one. I leave it to you. Okay. When you write a provision, okay. So when I write a provision, this will be in our Excel sheet in our classroom. It will be black in color. When I am using this maroon color, I am inviting your attention to that. That is the main points which I will use the maroon color to just invite your attention to that particular aspect. When I am using the green color, I am going to talk about amendments. When I am going to use, okay, in your notebook also, that's why I said minimum 3 color pens. I leave it to you. Okay, I'm not saying, sir, my practice is to use only 1 color pen. Please don't change it. Okay, I leave it to you. I am in the classroom using black for a provision general theories. Wherever I want to get into your attention, whenever you want to, when you see it should catch your eyes, I'm going to use maroon. And whenever I'm going to talk about amendments, I'm planning to use green color. Okay, right, friends. First thing I want to nail it into your mind is this is law. This is law. And law has to be studied in a particular fashion. This is not any theories, etc. This is law. Law has to be before even going into other aspects. Let me tell you, law has to be studied in a particular fashion. There are mother legislation apart from constitution. That is the superior legislation. Okay. There are mother legislations which are available. One such mother legislation is General Clauses Law. General Clauses Law or General Clauses Act is a mother legislation. For all other legislations, for all other law in this country, this is the parent, this is the mother legislation. Whenever there is an issue, we will go back to general clauses law, which defines various aspects of it, which defines the various aspect of it. Okay, this is the law which says how to read a section number. Okay, I can easily write it as will you read it? The first two represents section number. The next 22 represents subsection. The third E represents clause, C-L-A-U-S-E, clause. And the fourth one represents subclause. Section, subsection, clause, subclause. So, I can go on expanding a section by introducing a subsection or by introducing a clause or a subclause. I can go on introducing. So many sections at the face of it, you will see section 4, section 5, section 6. But when you read it, it will go for pages because there are various subsections, clauses, subclauses that are being. I know to a little extent you have studied general clauses law. Okay. Law can use two words, shall and may. Okay. Technically, whenever the law uses shall, it is shall indicates mandatory. Shall indicates you must do it. Shall is not shall or shall not. The shall not is not there. You must do it. Every person who is income shall file the return, shall pay the tax, mandatory. May indicates may or may not, optional. If the law uses the word shall, it is mandatory, and if the law uses the term may, it is optional, may or may not. Okay, right? So this is also there as part of general clauses law. We are going to study about it, but I want to give you some fundamentals about it. Legal language and literal language are different. Legal language and literal language. If I say something in English, okay, that itself is difficult for me, but in spite of that, I say something in English, and I'm not from PSBB, okay, I hope Silence Amita is listening, okay, if I say something in English and you understand it as it is, that is literal. But if you have to interpret and understand it, that is legal. Legal work, okay? Because in English, shall means shall or shall not. May means must, may not be. But in law, shall means and the shall not is not there. So it's mandatory. When may indicates optional. So legal language and literal language are two different things, my dear friends. In law, you will find this term. Okay. He who has attained 18 years of age is known as a major person and he is competent to contract. He who has earned the income shall be. So everywhere the wording used is he. Nowadays they use he slash she, but generally he is the law chauvinistic? No, not at all. Lawmakers are great people, unimaginably great people. writing convenience. So the general clauses law, the mother legislation says he includes she and vice versa. Wherever you are reading, just for writing convenience, it has been written so. Wherever you are reading he, also substitute the word he includes she. English language gives the spelling advantage, she includes he. In literal language, the spelling advantage is she includes he, but in legal language, he includes she. So for writing convenience, it has been written. Wherever you find it, it is applicable for both genders. So he includes she. Okay. Ragul and Ashwin comes together to form partnership to share profits. Partnership deals, if you are looking at persons coming together with the intention of doing some activity and sharing profits. ஏன் லாஸ் ஷேர் பண்ணிக்க மாட்டாங்களா? Will they not share losses? It's only profit they will share. The deed says they are coming together to share profits. Deed is a legal document. What if there is a loss? Deed doesn't say that. No, no. Go back to the mother, and I am nowhere speaking Tamil Nadu politics. Okay. Go back to the mother, which says profits include losses. Income includes expenditure. A country which is sentimentally driven, all of us, honestly, if you intricate and say, we are all very sentimental people, very emotion filled people. Okay. I know friends, when I was doing CA, a friend of mine, Shankar Narayanan, who is now in a very, very top position in US, uh, he wore a particular shirt both in his inter and final examination, all the days. He says, I'm very sentimental about it. Okay? How? Be, it will be like the closest possible, duct to duct, it will be closer. But still, we will always, whenever we start the car, we always take the first thing front only. We will not, back there will be big space. In front, there will be a car which is very close, at least 1 inch. We like to move it in front and then only take a. Everyone has this sentiment. Trust me, all of us are sentimental. Will anybody in their partnership parent deed use the term losses? They are starting their business. We are coming together to share losses. Nobody will use. It's a sentiment. So they will always use the positive term, which doesn't mean that they will not share the losses. General clauses law covers them. So comes together to form partnership to share profits. Varsha,
Yes, sir.
have you seen this account, Varsha?
Profit and loss account. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Have you seen this account? giving you the result like this: net profit, net loss.
Yes,
Both,
sir.
both net profit and the net loss.
No, sir. Either net profit or
Either
net
net
loss.
profit or net loss. Then, Varsha, this account should be called as profit or loss account.
Yes, sir.
But we are calling it as,
Sir,
but we are calling it as, when
profit
you write it
and
as
loss account.
profit and loss account. But actually, as she was saying, my dear friends, you cannot get both net profit and net loss. The result of this account can only be net profit, net loss, or neutral. It cannot be both the net profit and net loss. Then this account should have been made as profit or loss account and not profit and loss account. Mother is there. And includes or includes and in certain specific places only. Okay, so even though you write it as profit and, you can use the term profit, or when you read it as, you read it as profit or loss account, because I know you cannot get both net profit and net loss. Am I clear to you? Okay, okay, Varsha, you're clear?
Yes, sir.
But Varsha, he
Yes, sir.
includes she and vice versa. Is there a condition?
I don't know, sir. I'm
No,
not
no
sure.
condition, no condition. Full stop. He includes she and vice versa is a full stop. Profits include losses. Full stop. Income includes expenditure. Full stop. Whereas and
And
includes or includes and full stop.
no.
In certain specific places only. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
You know about our friend Ram Kumar? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Suppose if they have said and includes or includes and they have put a full stop there, what will Ram Kumar do? He will directly go to CA Institute, say the constitution, the fundamental paper of CA, where it is written, to become a chartered accountant, a student has to pass both inter and final. Can I substitute there, or
No, no way.
though we wish to substitute? Okay. So, my dear friends, okay, okay. So, my dear friends, that's why they have said and includes or includes and there is no full stop. They want to be very cautious there, boss. Don't apply it in all circumstances. He includes she. Profit include losses. Wherever you want, your income includes expenditure, but and includes other cost. Please wait. It's not a general condition. It has certain specificalities. So it is used only in certain specific places. Thanks, Vishnu. Okay. So like law has to be read, and we will read law. No? We will interpret law in the class. We'll see what that section says, how that section particularly says, what that section tries to convey to us. Okay. Everything can be understood. As we understand, it becomes more interesting and more clear. These whatever I have written above is just to make you just not a notes, but just to make you understand. I start with Okay. In your notebook, the title of chapter 1 is Introduction of Income Tax. The title of chapter 1 is Introduction to Income Tax. Okay. Under that, the study of income tax is under the following four categories. The study of income tax is under the following four categories. Income Tax Act 1961. Income Tax Act 1961. That is the first Roman 1. Okay. Roman 1. Income Tax Act 1961. This law came into effect from 1/4/1961. From 1/4/1961. Law consists of provisions pertaining to computation of income, computation of income, comma, definitions, exemptions, deductions, okay, special provisions, administrative provisions. I'll give you time, don't worry. Penalties and prosecutions. What is income tax law? Income tax act is saying it consists of provision as to how to compute the income, what are all the various definitions, what are all the various exemptions and deductions, what are all the special provisions applicable, and then the administrative provisions, including if you are violating, what is the penalty, what is the prosecution. Income tax rules. Income tax rules. Friends, rules support the act as like articles of association supports memorandum of association. The other way of telling it is the relationship between act and rules is similar to the relationship between MOA and AOA. One is a parent document, charter, and another is a bylaw. Memorandum says the location of the registered office is in Chennai. And then articles say how you can change the location, what are all the various small things. Memorandum says what is the share capital. Article says who has the right to issue, how the share certificate, who will sign, all these things. So one is a parent document. Income Tax Acts will say you can claim an exemption provided you get a chartered accountant certificate. Rules will say what should be the content of the certificate, who is eligible to sign, which chartered accountant, the practicing chartered accountant can only give you the certificate. Okay, okay, something like that. The rules will say, the bylaws, memorandum will say, sorry, act will say file the return, how to file the return, what type of return I have to file, those things are there as part. So rules subordinate the act. Okay, these are bylaws or procedural applicability of the act. Rules support the act as like AOA supporting MOA. Okay, the relationship is similar. Okay, so procedural aspects are going to be studied in rules. Circulars and notifications. Circulars and notifications. Okay, what is a circular? What is a notification? Friends, circulars are internal documents. First, I'll tell you the authority to issue this is with Central Board of Direct Taxation. We abbreviate it as CBDT. The authority to issue is Central Board of Direct Taxation. Friends, circulars are internal document. If CBDT issues a circular, it is only for the department and not you and me because it is internal. If your college issues a circular that is applicable only for the students of that college, that binds only the students. Unga college, if your college issues a circular, only you are bound by it. You yourself doesn't respect it, that is okay. But generally it is another college student is not bound by the circular. Whereas if Madras University, University Grant Commission or any of the nodal bodies issues a notification, government issues a notification, it applies to all of us. It applies to all of us. Okay? The authority to issue is CBDT. So if CBDT issues a circular, it is only for income tax department. Whereas if CBDT issues a notification, it binds the department, you, me, everyone. Okay? Circulars are internal documents. If CBDT issues a circular, it binds only the department. Whereas if CBDT issues a notification, it binds the department and general public. Judgments. Judgments pronounced by the Supreme Court, judgments given by the Supreme Court is equivalent to law, and equivalent to as if it has been written in the law. Judgments given by the Supreme Court, my dear friends, are as if it has been written by law. Judgments pronounced by Supreme Court, par takes, par na equal. Okay, shares are issued at par, equal. Equal character of law, as if it has. So, whatever Supreme Court says, We are all bound by it. Okay. So judgments pronounced by the Supreme Court takes the character is equal to what if it has been written in law. Okay. So, my dear friends, our subject, we are going to understand the subject from four perspectives, four dimensions: act, rules, circulars and notifications, and judgments or popular judgments. So, these things make the law to be more cherished, more other. Okay. So, we are going to study under these four. Scheme of taxation. Scheme of taxation. Every person whose total income in the previous year, just write it, I'll explain. In the previous year exceeds the maximum amount not chargeable to tax. Every person whose total income in the previous year exceeds the maximum amount not chargeable to tax is an assessee and is liable to pay tax at rate or rates prevailing for the assessment year. However, income will be computed. Just write down. Every person whose total income in the preceding year, previous year, exceeds the maximum amount not chargeable to tax as an assessee and is liable to pay tax at rate or rates prevailing for the assessment year. However, income will be computed on the basis of residential status of the assessee. This we call it as scheme of taxation, schema. Okay, that's why they use the scientific terms in robots, etc. and all. Indiran. Okay, so this is the hard scheme of taxation. Okay, if in case if you understand this, please consider tax classes over. Okay, I know this is everything here has a meaning. Every word used as a meaning, and after the end of the classes we will come back and see whether we have understood everything. As of now you have written the schema and there you have left it. Okay, I know I will remember that I will come back and check whether you have understood every word of it at the end, so that you are clear about it. Okay, so the day we understand every word, our inter-level tax classes are over, income tax classes are over. So let's keep it. You keep it in your notebook, I'll take it. Terms and terminologies. Terms and terminologies. Friends, all definitions to a larger extent in every law, not only in income tax law, will be culminated in one place. In income tax, it is section 2. Section 2 has the list of definitions. Section 2, subsection 31, definition of person. The wording starts with person includes. There are two types of definition. Means, includes. The term means, if the law uses the word means, that's all. Exhaustive. Nothing more can be added. Major means a person who has completed 18 years of age. Whereas if the word includes is used, we call it as inclusive definition. You can keep on adding to it. You can keep on adding to it. Includes means. Means exhaustive definition. Includes means inclusive. Keep on adding. Person includes individuals, Hindu undivided family, company, firm, association of person or body of individuals, local authority and artificial judicial person. Person includes individuals, Hindu undivided family, company, firm, association of person or body of individuals, local authority, artificial juristic person. Person includes individual, HUF, company, firm, AOPBOI, local authority, artificial juristic person. Whenever the law says individual, they are talking about natural human beings, because in English terminology, person means natural human being, but in legal terminology, person means so many things. So if you want to refer to a natural human being, they call it as, they will refer it as individual. Hindu undivided family. Hindu undivided family. Have you heard about this term? Can someone tell me what is a Hindu undivided family? What, Kritika? Have you heard about the
Sir,
Hindu undivided family? Or whoever
sir,
Sir,
it is a family member. It
ah,
is headed by Karta.
okay. The family na என்னடா ராஜா?
Sir,
1 minute.
the grandfather.
Income tax without coffee is something which you should never do. Okay, always with coffee. So that's it. I am listening.
Sir, grandfather,
Okay.
mother,
Hmm.
father, son. 3 generations.
3 generations is family.
Yes, sir.
Suppose great grandfather is alive, we have to push him out.
No, sir. He has to be, but when we studied in 12th, they said only three generation.
12th, okay, fine. This you mean to say Hindu, okay, right. Suppose there are only two generations alive.
That too is family only, sir.
Okay, brothers and sisters are not family, or they are also included.
Included, sir.
Good. Any other answers?
So where the family does business together.
I will take both the answers. Wait, Bharati. Somebody else was saying. Yeah, you tell me your answer, friend.
Where the family does one business together.
Yeah, when the family does business together, because I want that answer. So if they don't do business, they are not into undivided family. Yeah.
So yes, sir. In the law, they take it when they do business together.
Appiya, எந்த law அது?
Sir, I think so.
Okay, friend. Not necessary. Let's meet. I want to break that myth. No, even if they don't do business, okay, it is still the HUF. Yeah, Bharati, you are saying something.
Father, mother, son, daughter, and head. Father, mother, son, and daughter.
Father, mother, son, and daughter.
And the head of the family is called as Karta.
A group of blood related persons.
Okay. எல்லாருக்கும் blood test. அப்புறம்
Uh,
So they have to do business with a common ancestral properties.
they have to do business. Only if you do business, you call them as family.
No, sir, but for Hindu undivided family, they should have a common ancestral property.
I take that answer. Okay. Fine. The problem is this, that we know what it is, but we will be very difficult to put it. Okay. Majority of you are correct. Lineal ascendants / descendants of a common individual. No three generation, I just want to tell you. Lineal ascendants, descendants of a common individual. Lineal ascendants or descendants of a common individual. It includes son's wife, but does not include married daughters. This is because of the concept that a person, that an individual can be member of only one HUF. So they have included son's wife. Various laws nowadays give all the benefits to daughters also, but generally does not include married daughters. Two things which you should understand, not as a subject but for your mind. This terminology is not a religious terminology. Income tax law is very clear about something. Even a Jain undivided family, a Muslim undivided family, or a Christian undivided family will be known as HUF. So the fundamental word Hindu is not representing a religious, it is a practice, it's a way of living. That's what they call it. Undivided families will always be classified under HUF. Whether they are doing business or not, they will always be classified as HUF. So it's not a religious terminology, it's a way of life in which it is being done. The beauty of our income tax law is it goes with the culture of the land. It doesn't go with anything else, it goes with the culture of land. Wherever I talk about an individual, wherever, throughout the law you are going to see this beauty. Wherever they are talking about individual, spouse is also part of that individual. If I am talking about a male, his wife is part of it. If I am talking about wife, her husband is part of it. So when I say lineal descendants of a common individual, the law is bigger in saying that the spouse of that individual will also be part of it. And her lineal ascendants and descendants. Throughout income tax law, I will tell you how it is very, very, very intricately related to the law of the land. Okay? As our friend said, the head of the family is known as cut. Okay? Company, entities incorporated under Indian company law or any other law of similar nature prevailing outside India. Entities incorporated under the Indian company law or any other law of similar nature prevailing outside India. Any other law of same nature which is there outside India. So we call it as foreign company or whatever it is. Firm, partnership, entities. Individual, HUF, company, firm, AOP slash BOI, AOP slash BOI. Friends, these are more like joint venture. These are more like joint. Firm is a permanent thing. An architect, an interior designer, a builder, a planner, all come together to construct a mall. As soon as the construction is over, they are going to go off. I hope the class is understanding. All of them, architect, builder, planner, interior designer, suppliers, all come together to construct a mall. They are not permanent. As soon as the mall construction is over, they are going to go off. Association of persons. Various persons are associated for a particular project. To do that project, earn the income. Persons coming together to do an activity and earn income is known as association of persons. AOP is known as association of persons. Mr. X dies, leaving behind a will in which he has written that after my death, this property will be enjoyed by my son A and B together. They cannot split the property. They have to enjoy the property together. You remember films, right? If you don't obey, I will write the property to temple. Like that. Okay? They have to necessarily enjoy the property together. Our court gives a judgment that this property or this income should be shared by Mr. SPQRS equally. Body of individuals created by law. There is a legal obligation. Will is a legal document. It's a legal obligation. Okay? It's a legal obligation where individuals come together due to operation of law. Then they are collectively known as body of BOI, body of individuals. Persons coming together with the intention of doing some activity and earning income is known as AOP. Individuals coming together due to operation of law, then they are known as body of individuals. Sanjay?
Yes, sir.
Sanjay,
Yes, sir.
AOP-க்கும் BOI-க்கும் differences சொல்ல முடியுமா Sanjay? What is the difference between AOP and BOI?
Sir, in AOP, the persons forms their contract at their own interest, sir.
Okay.
In BOI, whether they have interest or not, they have to.
Too good a point. The starting point is very clear. AOP is voluntary, BOI is operation of law. Friends, after this, draw a center line in your notebook. AOP on the left hand side, BOI on the right hand side. AOP on the left hand side, BOI on the right hand side. I will write it as a point, but you will write for AOP separately, BOI separately. As he rightly started, wonderful point, Sanjay. AOP is voluntary in nature, whereas BOI is by operation of law. So in AOP, voluntary in nature, in BOI, operation of law. Any other thing? First entity க்கு என்ன பேரு? What is it known as, Sanjay?
Sir?
First association of
Persons.
Persons means?
Natural human beings.
No, person or natural human being. Did I say so?
No, sir. No, sir.
So,
like they're asking.
Can a company be a member of AOP?
Yes.
Can a firm be?
Yes, sir.
Can a company be member of BOI?
Not so.
Because, okay, look at the words. AOP, person, whereas BOI, only individual. So, any entity can be member of AOP. On the other side, only individuals can be member of BOI. Any person can be a member of AOP, whereas individuals can only be member of BOI. Third and important, my dear friends. Third and important, the purpose, objective. Doing activity and earning income should be the objective of AOP, whereas no such objective for BOI. Okay? AOP should result in earning of income from an activity, whereas no such objective for BOI. Voluntary in nature, operation of law. Any person can be member, only individuals. Earning income should be an objective, no such objective. There are three differences between AOP and BOI. So friends, and close that box by drawing a line under that so that it looks like a box to you when you look into your notebook. So my dear friends, individuals, HUF, company, firm, AOP, BOI. The sixth is local authority. The sixth is local authority. Government organizations like corporation, municipality, panchayat, cantonment board, etc. Okay, all these councillor, panchayat, authority, local state government or low within the area, authority which has a higher authority. All corporations, municipalities, panchayat, for hill station we call it as cantonment board. Okay, all these things are local authority. Artificial juristic person, I have said individual, HUF, company, firm, AOPBOI, local authority. Finally comes AJI, artificial juristic persons, entities existing in the eyes of law, earning income, but does not fall under the other six categories. Entities existing in the eyes of law, it is also earning income, but is not individual, HUF, company, firm, AOP, BOI, or local authority. Kapalishwara Temple, Chennai. Earning income? Existing? Is it an individual? HUF? AOP, BOI? Firm, company, local? Artificial juristic person existing, earning income, but does not fall as an individual. Shivan is, but no. University of Madras, existing, we see 150-year-old university, 80-year-old building, water, question paper, everything leaks. Existing in the eyes of law, earning income, but is not falling under the other six categories. Artificial juristic person. So such opportunities come, I will not miss. Okay, so please don't mind. Okay, MOP college. I know somebody is getting violent, but still. PSBB school. Existing in the eyes of law, earning income illa, minting income, but okay, so they are known as AJI, entities existing in the eyes of law, okay, earning income but does not fall under the above 6 categories. For example, temples, universities, okay, schools, colleges, etc. They fall under AJI, artificial juristic persons. So friends, entities existing in the eyes of law, earning income but not falling under. So we know income tax law is for all persons. Who is that person? Individual, HUF, company, firm, AOP, BOI, local authority, AJI, and the definition is still inclusive only, not closed. Tomorrow, if robots start earning income, I will make a small amendment in the income tax law to include one other person, call them electronic individuals, mechanical individual, whatever name you give a name and ask them to pay taxes for that. So that's why they have kept the definition open. Okay, that this is person. Then comes this term called what is income? You say income tax. What is income? One person cannot earn income from himself. So simply the last parts. A big definition starts from a small way. A big tree is starting from a seed like that. It starts with income means revenue from an external source. One person cannot earn income from himself. Remember, income means it should get from an extra. You cannot you take money from this pocket and put it in this pocket, and you cannot call it as income. Husband giving money to wife. Do you think that for wife it is an income? Beauty of law, it doesn't come from an external source. Your father gives you money. Do you think it's an income for you? Income means it should come from an external source. One cannot earn income from himself. Salary paid to the proprietor. Salary paid to the proprietor. Who is paying? Proprietor. Who is receiving? Proprietor. Is that possible? How is that possible? The income is not coming from an external source. In income tax law, there is no concept. The income tax law is stupid again. How will somebody pay to himself and say, I have earned? No, sir, in accountancy, there is known as an entity concept. You and your business are different. That accountancy talks about attachment, detachment, income tax talks about attachment. Okay, sir, till yesterday you were talking on the other side. Okay, boss. Now I am not on the okay. Right? Coming back, friends, there is no concept called salary to proprietor, interest on capital, because the payer and the receiver are one and the same. So, income means it should come from an external source to me. Company pays me salary, accepted. Company is different, I am different. Sole proprietor is also individual, I am also individual. They are not different. Income should be earned from an external source. One cannot earn income from himself. Extrapolating this concept, one cannot earn income from himself. I cannot sell myself. Extrapolating this concept, the law says dowry is not an income because it is you are selling yourself. Look at the extent the law has gone. Dowry means selling yourself. You cannot sell yourself. I will not take it as income. Income means revenue from an external source. Okay? And I know we are going to talk about income only. I'm just giving you a bird's eye view at the beginning. Revenue from an external source. This law divides income into 5 heads. This law divides income into 5 heads. Salaries, house property, business or profession, capital gains, other sources. This law divides income into 5 heads, which are salaries, house property, business or profession, capital gains, and other sources. It has divided income into 5 heads, and that is what we are going to cover in the whole of classroom. But we understand the basic that income means revenue from an external source. And here in this concept, they have said income includes illegal income. Also, I will tax it. Okay, it is my Lord will not punish you for the earnings. My law will punish you only if you don't pay tax. The other laws will take care of you for your illegal activity. Okay. Then we come to a popular terminology called assessee. This is a very popular terminology, assessee. The term assessee means one who has to pay tax or liable to pay tax for another person. I'll explain you later. Okay, assessee is a very popular terminology in our law. Again, understanding it in from a simple perspective, one who is liable to pay tax for himself or for another person. For another person also, I might be responsible for paying tax. Okay, one who has to pay tax for that is for himself or liable to pay tax for another person. Both are known as assassins. Both are known as assassins. Concept of previous year and assessment year. Concept of previous year and assessment year. Just a moment. concept of previous year and assessment year. Income earning year is known as the previous year. The year succeeding the same is known as assessment year. Income earning year is known as the previous year, and basically, my dear friends, in Income Tax Act, year means financial year. Okay, year means financial year. It starts with 1st of April and to 31st of March. Okay, income earning year means income earning year is known as the previous year, and the year that succeeds is known as the assessment year. Okay, today 17th May 2020, I get a lottery income. This date falls in the year 1/4/2020 to 31/3/2021. This date today is between the dates 1/4/2020 to 31/3/2021. So that becomes my previous year, and the year immediately following becomes my 21/22 becomes my assessment year. 21/22 becomes my assessment year. The year in which income is earned is known as PY, and the year that follows is known as the AY, assessment year. Okay. You all from your examination or college school perspective know what is meant by assessment. Assessment means verification. Okay. Assessment at this juncture, understand assessment as verification. Once your year is over, you go and submit the documents to the income tax officer, who verifies whether you have properly declared your income and properly paid your taxes. That is what he verifies. That is the income tax officer. He can do it only after the year is over. So assessment year succeeds the previous year, follows the previous year. Income earning year is known as the previous year, and the year that follows is known as the assessment year. And for all of you listening to me and who are writing their examination November 20, your previous year is 1920, which means assessment year is 2020. We are going to read the provisions of previous year 1920, that is 1/4/2019 to 31/3/2020, the assessment year of which is 2021, the assessment of year of which is 2021. Provisions pertaining to 1920 we are going to study. Okay, right? Because you see the finance minister appearing in the last 3 days, continuously announcing some schemes. You saw the budget getting, all this is for previous year 2021. Those are not applicable for you. For you, the provisions applicable is for the preceding previous year 1920, which is nothing but assessment year 2021. That is what you are going to study. We have technically a particular statement always we say. PY need not be 12 months, but AY is always 12 months. Previous year need not be 12 months. Why I am saying? On 1st January 2019, I start business. My year will get over on March 2019. 31st March 2019, my year will get over. I only did business in the 3 months. Next year starts from April. So previous year need not be 12 months. If you start the business, if you get the employment, you completed your education in the month of June or July, from 1st of September you are employed, and from that day only you are earning income. So from 1st of September to 31st of March, previous year, it need not be 12 months, but assessment year will always be the entire 12 months of the subsequent year. So we always use the same, the phrase, previous year need not be 12 months, whereas assessment year will always be for a period of 12 months. Okay? Friends, I stop the class here, the introductory class, and there are some more to introduce. I am going to speak about previous year assessment year concept in the beginning of the next class, and then progress to some more introductions, and then the first chapter. The next class, I will announce when it is, etc. And I have also told you tax will be a separate group. Okay, I'm planning all those things. As I told you, tomorrow, if I go to institute and start working from there, I can have all the data and other things. So from tomorrow, I'll announce tomorrow about the next session of classes of tax. Accordingly, I will keep posting you in the group. In the next class, whenever it is happening, we are going to see the introduction and start with the first of the practical cum theoretical arena, which is known as residential status. So, meet you in the next class, which I will tell you. All the very best.